sanctioned and unbelievable.
I don't want to see you get hurt.
We're back with The Ultimate Fight Show.
It's The Ultimate Fight Show live on 740 The Game, brought to you by Tiger Martial Arts Longwood and Social Menace. It's No Holds Barred Radio. It's The Ultimate Fight Show. I'm your host, Dave, joined by the MMA analyst with the best choke defense in the game. It's new guy, Bry.
That's right. Let's not tell Mark, though. Don't get that guy over here. No, we're just kidding, Mark.
We're also joined in studio once again by Orlando's best pro fighter, period. It's future MMA legend Mark Baby Hulk Cerquez. Once again, Mark, welcome to The Ultimate Fight Show on 740 The Game. Mark is here tonight because he's going to help us kick off the countdown to the Art of Fighting 7, the best fight night in Florida, period. It's Saturday, April 3rd at the Sun Dome in Tampa. These guys, every time they come out, you'll see them on Sun Sports in Florida. We have your chance to win tickets and go to the show. Mark Cerquez himself is giving you 2 free passes to the show and 2 T-shirts. So keep listening. After our interview, we're going to give 2 tickets away. We will tell you when to call, so if you're writing it down, it's 407-916-8255 or toll free at 1-800-729-8255. Now, we have one of the best fighters in the game right now on the phone. His name is Scott Hands of Steel Smith. You with us, Scott?
I'm here. How you guys doing?
Doing very good, man. Welcome to the Ultimate Fight Show on 740 The Game. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks.
So I hear that you are actually teaching a wrestling seminar right now. Is that correct?
I actually coach in a junior high wrestling. We have a dual meet. It's actually getting ready to start here in about a half hour. But yeah, my oldest son's in junior high this year. He started wrestling last year, so trying to help build the program up. So I try to come out here and help these kids out.
Man, I love to see that. That's pretty cool of you. Man,
yeah,
congratulations.
Very rewarding.
Yeah, congratulations on your last win, man. We all saw that. That was incredible. Kung Lee, you had kind of a couple of minutes there where it looked like he was kind of landing some pretty big swats on you. And at the end of that third round, you came out and just won it, man. That was awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's pretty good timing. I don't think I was ahead on the judges' card, so I think I needed that knockout.
Scott, man, we're just going to change your nickname to the Cardiac Kid. You got a couple of those kind of victories. What are you waiting for, bro? Can you start doing some of that in the first round for us?
That's the new game plan. I'm gonna go get beat up by my coaches backstage, and then go in the first round with the sense of urgency that I got to win.
You know what? If that's what's working for you, it certainly is working for us, man. One of the most entertaining fighters in the game today, man. As a fan, I want to let you know I appreciate it. Putting on some of the most exciting fights today. Right now, you got some crazy victories. One is specifically that I want to talk to you about is the Pete Sell fight. You guys were friends. And that was just a show, man, an absolute show. We were going nuts in the living room, brother. Talk to me about that fight and what it means to you.
Yeah, I think me and Pete were friends, and we've been friends since. We keep in contact. We kind of figured we were going to be matched up on the finale. We both lost to Travis Lutter on the show, and everybody from UFC saw the way we sparred when we trained, and that's how we sparred every day on the show. So we kind of knew it was coming, and the day we both found out, we gave each other a call and said, "Hey, man, let's go out there and get that fight of the night." And we promised each other we'd beat the hell out of each other and have a beer afterwards, and that's what we did.
Man, that's crazy. That's something that comes up on this show often. We're fortunate here in the Central Florida area to have some top-notch level fighters, and it comes up every often. We've got the issue of teammates fighting each other, and it's good that you guys can go in there and be professionals and go in there and slug it out for the fans, man. And again, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. A lot of people ask if it's weird fighting a friend, and for me, I would rather fight a friend. I want to go out there and put on a show and have a good show, and I want to share that with another friend. We both got paid very well from Fight of the Night. I would rather that be my friend get that big paycheck than some guy I don't like, so I don't mind fighting my friends.
Not only that, man, you have one of the best knockouts, in the UFC, one of the best fights, That one is everybody talks about as being one of the best turnarounds in the UFC, man. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you. That was a fun fight.
And then the other big fight, of course, you had was the 2 fights with Lawler.
Right. Those were wars. I thought I broke my foot in the first fight, and the second fight I broke my hand. Yeah, we beat the heck out of each other pretty good.
Now, did you, in the Cung Lee fight, of course, it's hard to tell from our perspective, but was he getting through pretty good? I mean, was he kind of stinging you? Was he catching you a little bit in the beginning of the first 2 rounds?
The worst kick I took was the very first one that dropped me when he almost finished me off. And going back and watching the film, he actually kicked me in the forearms, and I punched myself in the jaw.
Wow.
That's how hard that guy kicks, that he knocked my fist into my jaw and rocked me. Other than that, I'm not going to say the kicks didn't hurt. They just weren't as effective. I blocked a lot of those kicks, but he was just relentless. He kicked so hard, even if you block him, he's knocking me up against the cage and taking me off my game plan.
Man, and you know what? We actually had Cung Lee on the show just prior to that fight, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man, and he was telling us that his kicks, and he did that to, what's his name, Frank Shamrock. Same thing that Frank Shamrock said. He was blocking the kicks, and they still felt like he was going to break his arm. I guess he did break his arm.
Yeah, he did. He broke it pretty bad, too.
Scott, you're no stranger to being in wars. A lot of people may not know this. You've got. I looked at your fight record today and some of your opponents. You've got some. You went through a WEC light heavyweight tournament. You've got some fights at heavyweight. You fought guys like James Irvin. I mean, talk to us about what it's like to go through some of those things with some of these bigger guys that had to help you against somebody at 185 like Cung.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's part of the advantage I had going into the Cung Lee fight. He was undefeated in kickboxing, Sanchow, and MMA. I think he was like 40-something and 0. And in all those matches, he'd only gone the distance 3 times. So he hasn't really been in the deep waters and been tested. So, he's beaten the heck out of me for 2 rounds, and he's got to start questioning himself, I'm sure, in the 3rd round. Like, man, what do I got to do to beat this guy? And, his confidence goes down. I'm surviving all these punches. I've been in that situation. I know I can keep going, and my confidence goes up. I know I still just need one more punch. He's slowing down because he's kicked me 50,000 times. He's starting to wear out. So I think that's part of the advantage I had in the fight is having these wars.
Yeah, that was Cung Lee's first loss, too, and I think a lot of people were expecting him to pull that off going into it. After that big win, there's got to be something exciting coming up for Scott Smith soon. What's next for you?
Yeah, you know what? They're still not telling me. They're just telling me be ready for May. So I'm assuming there's going to be a fight in May. I'm back in training. I'm ready to go. I got the Cung Lee fight off at 6 weeks' notice, so I got to be ready for anything. They may try to throw me on the April card, but I know you got Hendo and Shields fighting for the belt. I'm not necessarily looking for a title fight. I just want exciting fights like guys like Cung Lee and Benji Raddick and Robbie Lawler. Those are the kind of fights. I'd rather have a fight like that than a title fight.
You're training out of Elk Grove. You want to give a quick shout-out to your camp?
Yeah, I live in Elk Grove. I actually drive to San Francisco 3 days a week, which is about 2 hours each way to the Fairtex camp. And then I'm a part owner of a gym, actually with James Irvin, who we just spoke about, UTC, Ultimate Training Center out in Roseville, which is about a 45-minute drive. So do quite a bit of traveling to train.
And now you're also involved with helping your son at his junior high school, you said. Tell us a little bit more about that and what you've got going on with some things in your personal life and your family life. I know you're married. You've got 2 children. What's it like watching these kids come up through the sport this way?
It's awesome. A lot of people ask me, too, would you let your kids get into MMA? Actually, it's my 13-year-old just turned 13 today. It's his birthday. And my youngest is 6.5. And everybody says, would you let your kids do it? I would absolutely let my kids do it. I would just steer them in the right direction. I wouldn't let them get started how I did. I started as a gym rat. I would show up with pro boxers and get beat up every day. I'd come home with a black eye every other day. I'd lead them in the right direction, start them out with wrestling at a young age, then get them into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then I'd get them into some type of Muay Thai, kickboxing, whatever works for them, but not let them spar a lot young. I'd have them do more mitt work.
Well, that's one advantage that I think you guys would have. Of course, they have, a top contender as a dad that can kind of steer them in that right direction. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, my oldest loves wrestling. He doesn't want to get into MMA. My youngest, I know he's only 6.5, but that kid could put an adult in an arm bar, and you better tap because he'll hurt your arm. If not, he's got a couple nasty chokes, too. So he's been tamping around with jiu-jitsu. I think he's going to be the fighter.
And we're talking to Scott, Hands of Steel Smith. If you guys want to call in, if you have any questions for Scott, give us a call, 1-800-729-8255 or 407-916-8255. If you have any questions whatsoever, if you just want to shout out and say hey to Scott Smith.